Hi. I meant to do a thing letting y'all know I was live. I need to do that. Hold on a minute. I was just trying to listen to my little Wu Tang before we got started. Hey, it's Mama Trey. It's time for the live. I'll see you on TikTok and everywhere else. Let's go. Hey, it's Mama Trey. It's time for the live. I'll see you on TikTok and everywhere else. Let's go. Hey, it's Mama Trey. It's time for the live. I'll see you on TikTok and everywhere else. Let's go. Hey, it's Mama Trey. It's time for the live. I'll see just been you on nothing TikTok but drama. Let's go. I'm on my tail end of this account. Hey, how y'all doing? Good afternoon. So, let's go. I won't be long for TikTok. I'm pretty sure that my account over here will be shut down again. So, how you doing? Yay. Hi. I'm on earlier, so I didn't know who I was going to catch. I didn't know who I was going to catch. I don't invite people to my lives, so there's no point in asking. Okay. Hi, Miss Tracy. How you doing? So they've started removing my posts and muting them. They really don't like me talking about the billions of dollars people are making off of our melanin. They really don't like that. So I figured I better talk about it. So I rearranged. I'm doing good. Pluto in retrograde is really fucking with me, but it is what it is. So I rearranged my loft over Mother's Day and yesterday. So things look a little bit, God damn it. Things look a little bit different. I moved I put a sitting area over there for sun and plants down here on the floor over there. I still have the plants. What the hell? I still have the plants over here and then a couch. So I had to move part of my sectional downstairs. Hold on a minute. Over here. I had to move part of my sectional, which was taking up. I don't know why this is wobbling now. This is crazy. My sectional was taking up the bulk of my loft, and it just felt like it was closing in on me. I was like, I need to open this up. Hi, it's been a while. Usually I go live later in the evening. So that's why a lot of y'all haven't seen me in a minute, because can y'all hear me? I don't even think this microphone is turned on. I've been talking all this time and y'all didn't hear me. Can y'all hear me better now? Why is this not blue? Is it better now or is it the same? I think you guys hear me because the microphone wasn't doing what the microphone is supposed to be doing. So Pluto in my house is fucking with me as far as technology is concerned. So I'm having all kinds of major issues just getting my shit where it's supposed to be. So just like this right now is supposed to be on. Can you hear me better on the microphone now? Yeah, you guys can hear me fine, but the microphone is hooked up on this one. I'm on 3 different platforms at once. Okay. I just had to take some chill a second ago. I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, my products are showing in the back, but y'all can't even see it. Just technology issues, but I don't give a fuck. So let's just start talking. I'm going to post this video so y'all know, people know that I am live right now. And then we're going to talk about some shit. So they don't like me talking about what people are extracting from our bodies. So I figured I better talk about it more. Anytime these people show me that they want to keep something hidden from us, then that's the thing that I really focus on. Does that make sense? Because why don't they want you knowing that? Because it's dangerous. It's dangerous for them to know that. It's dangerous for y'all to know that for them. Okay? Because simply knowing that these people right under your nose are taking your body parts when you're having kids and when you're doing all that stuff, they literally, hey, what's up? They literally took down that video that I put up of Yaya talking about how she let all of the umbilical cord blood run out into her son's body before she cut it. How at the hospital, as soon as the baby comes out, they cut that umbilical cord because why? Who in the comments knows why? Put in the comments. Test time. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz, Chark. Let's go. How many of y'all know why they immediately cut the umbilical cord when you have a baby at the hospital? How many of y'all know that? For the stem cells. For the stem cells, for the melanin, for all of those things that they can then turn around and sell, which they do. And on the video, which I just posted on a different platform, because and here's the thing, I be getting violations for sharing other people's shit. It wasn't my video. I shared it. It was Yaya's video, and I shared it on my story, and it got removed from my story. So I don't know if it's still up, but it got removed from my story because they didn't want my people knowing anything about it, which is funny to me. So I appealed it. And then I got this thing saying, don't let your live access expire. Why would my live access expire? Listen, this app is turning into Twitter. So the same thing that they did to Twitter to make it so that nobody wanted to use it anymore is exactly what they're doing over here. They are turning this into a MAGA machine. They are silencing Black creators. They are silencing Black voices. And they are going to start charging you for everything over here. I just want y'all to know. I just want y'all to know. Because they damn sure ain't paying nobody no money like they used to. So y'all know, just heads up. Okay? I may as well take my ass over to fan base. Fuck it. Right? So they're using, this is what I write about in my book called Extraction. This was the full purpose for me writing that book. Okay. There's no point in me writing these books to give y'all the fucking heads up. You said, what other platforms can you find me in? Case YT. That's where you can find me. IG YT. Same name I had on my main account, Mama Trey Wilbon. Mama Trey Wilbon is what I use everywhere else except here, because that was the main account that they closed down. I was actually chatting. Y'all know the guy that goes, good afternoon, racist or whatever. His name is however, comma. We were chatting today and I was asking him something about, because he has a bulletin board which is not made available to me, and he was like, oh, I guarantee you now that you've mentioned it, it'll start popping up as a thing. And we talk periodically about stuff, but I was telling him that my first account got closed down at 220,000 and I got a violation for saying that. It wouldn't let me send the message to him. So I took a picture of it. He was like, why would you get a violation for saying that? Yes, he says, hello, racist. You know what I'm talking about. But I'm just like, it's just me. It's always me. He was like, no, seriously, that did not need to get flagged. They are crazy. I was like, it's me. How did I violate any community? And why are you in my inbox? Y'all may not notice, but why are they in our inboxes? Do they not understand what the new CEO of Essence has done? No, they don't understand it. If y'all haven't seen the tea yet, Essence Fest is coming up, right? And I don't know how many of y'all went to Essence Fest last year and complained about Essence Fest. And they were talking about how you could tell that it had been, because Essence has basically been taken over by a Nigerian. Well, he's actually from Liberia. Essence magazine is now an African propaganda magazine. If y'all didn't know that, it was bought by a Liberian, and he has just been focusing all of his energy and money on highlighting African artists and African fashion and African this, that, and the other, right? Whereas Essence was a Black American magazine, it has now been co-opted by people that cosplay Black Americans. Okay. A lot of us have a problem with that. So a lot of people that went to Essence Festival last year were complaining about how Essence Festival is not the same. So now they've released who is going to be performing at this year's Essence Festival. And I guarantee you all the people that had a problem with Essence being purchased by this African man. Who is Traquan Hughes? Traquan Hughes. Is that a football player? Sounds like a football player name. But anyway, I think he's out here in Vegas. I think he might play for the Raiders, but it just said that he was charged with multiple counts of DUI or something. So I guarantee you all the people that had a problem with last year's Essence Fest will probably go back this year, because Tiana Taylor is they hired her to be the curator of this year's Essence Fest. And now you got Cardi B headlining. You have Brandy and Monica. You got Babyface. You got, who else was it? Patti LaBelle and a whole bunch of other people. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be, I'm like, this is why niggas can't never get out from under no shit. Because the minute they want to throw some entertainment in the mix, we forget all about what the fuck is going on. Y'all just the attention span of Black America should be studied, because y'all forget who we are, who is not for us in a heartbeat. Y'all forget that way too quick for my liking. I don't like that. If I say that I'm not fucking with somebody, that means I don't fuck with them. I don't care who they got out there tap dancing for me. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Because these places and these people have all the resources in the world, just like the new Drewski skit. why are they actively trying to replace Black Americans with African Americans? Now, mind you, I lived in Nigeria for 2 years. I get it. Okay. But I brought my Black ass home because I am a Black American. I'm not leaving the country to go nowhere else and be an immigrant in someone else's country. That's just something I don't want to do it. Oh, we need to leave and go somewhere else and be an immigrant. The same way y'all don't like immigrants in this country, you are willing to make yourself an immigrant in someone else's country. And if you think that you're safe because the food is cheap and it's fresh and it's all these other things, wait until you've been there 6 months or a year and that immigration shit starts coming up. Because it does. And secondly, those people in that country are also resentful of you immigrating to their country. The same way people are resentful for people immigrating to our country, it is literally the same thing. But y'all don't take that into consideration. Well, they like us and they don't like us no goddamn where. The only reason that any other country deals with, tolerates, and acts like they like Americans is because the rumor is Americans have money. So they're going to cater to you and they're going to charge you more for the things that ordinary citizens pay for. The only reason they are tap dancing for you and grinning in your face is because you have dollars to spend. It's not because they like you invading their country. Same way y'all don't like them invading ours. If people came to our country and their money was worth more than our money, they would not have a problem with them coming here. That's the problem. Nobody's money is worth more except for like Canada and the UK. That's why they don't have no problem with Canadians coming here and people from the UK coming here, because their money is worth more than our money. The euro is worth more than pesos and all these other places, these South American places that people would be coming from, or African nations. So they wouldn't have a problem if their money was worth more. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. They would have absolute. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Okay. But that's not what it is. What it is their money don't measure up to our money. So what good are they to us? But I'm not going to put myself in a position to deal with immigration because I want to try to escape America. Okay. I understand the situation that we are in America, but we are Americans. We are the default Americans, no matter how much they try to make the white folks default Americans. Why do white people get to be Americans? But everybody else is Hispanic American or Black American or this or that. White people, they don't never say white American. They just Americans. So you won't go to Kenya or Ghana for what? It does not matter if it's the fucking moon. Wherever you go that is not your birth country, you're going to be an immigrant. I don't understand what y'all don't understand about what I just said. Do y'all not understand that? Do y'all not get it? It don't matter what country you go to, you're still going to have to adhere to the immigration rules. They're giving you land for cheap, but you're an immigrant, ma'am. And the people that are there don't want you there. So explain to me how it's going to be a better place for you when the people that live there don't want you there. I think y'all need to do more investigating before you just uproot yourself and leave your home country based on emotion. Yeah, no. It's not the same. It's not the same. I lived in Nigeria for 2 years. The whole 2 years I was there, people were smiling in my face and stabbing me in the fucking back. I was paying double for the shit they were paying for. When I finally caught on just a couple of months or so before I left, I wouldn't even go to the grocery myself because they were charging me double the price of the fucking tomatoes and they were charging the locals. So I started sending my house girl just to go grocery shopping for me. I found out after living in the place that I was living in that I was literally paying double what the other people in the building who were Nigerian were paying. Yeah. Even when you're just traveling on vacation, y'all are being taken advantage of by the locals. They love Big Al. You don't have to be in here. You can get the fuck out. Did nobody ask your big ass to come over here to begin with? If I pay for the internet in my house, I can ramble about whatever the fuck I want to ramble about. Take your big ass on. Secondly, outside of the money, you don't know the culture. So you don't even know how you being hoodwinked. You don't even know how you getting hoodwinked. You don't know the language. They can be talking right about you right in your face and just grinning. This is a stupid bitch. I just got her for the... You don't know what the fuck they're saying. So just because somebody is smiling in your face doesn't mean they are being sincere. They're giving us land for cheap. Okay. Y'all have to weigh the good against the bad. So you're not safe anywhere. No, you're not. You're not. I very rarely talk about my experience in Nigeria. Very rarely. Only because I don't want to disparage anybody from going there. Because I believe that everyone should go to Africa just as much as y'all love to go to fucking Jamaica. And just as much as y'all love going to the fucking Caribbean. Take your ass to Africa to see. But am I moving there? No. Am I giving up my citizenship? Am I expatriating? Absolutely fucking not. You keep asking about these places, man, but you apparently don't want to get it because you have set your mind and your heart on going there. So go. The only thing you can do is experience it for yourself. I'm trying to give you some 2 cents, but maybe you need 25 cents. Maybe you need 25 cents because you keep asking me about different places. And I'm telling you, no matter who you are, if you are going to move to another country, you are going to be an immigrant. What are you trying to understand? Tell me what you don't understand, Miss Candy. Maybe that list is shorter. What is it that you don't understand about what I'm saying? You said you're trying to understand. What do you not understand? Right. Why would you move there when they're trying to come here? Ask yourself, what about that place would make those people want to desperately leave? Hello? Hello? Why are they trying to leave? What is it about that place that they know? You are really rude. Fuck you, Martha. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out. Take your old ass on too.
I done said what the fuck I done said 13 fucking times. If you have a customer service issue, Miss Martha, you should probably contact the manager. But surprise, surprise, bitch, I'm the manager. Now I'm being rude. So back to what I was saying. I'm trying to understand what Miss Candy, I'm trying to answer your question. If you go to another country, you are now putting yourself in a position to be beholden to their government. You do not know their culture. You do not know their language. All you know is that things are cheaper for you because your dollar is worth more than their currency. That's it. That's your only benefit. Yes, your dollar will go farther, but what is it that you're dealing with? So let me give you an example. Why I would never live in Nigeria, because it's like going 50 years in the past as a woman. You as a woman have no rights. Kind of how what they're doing here, kind of like what they're doing here by taking away your rights. You don't have no rights there as a woman. If you are a single woman going to that place, you need to have a man sign for a place for you to live. You have to have a man find you somewhere to live. It's the patriarchy, which y'all don't understand. You think the patriarchy is bad here? Try the patriarchy in an African country. You think we've been colonized here? Double that shit for them. They still calling bitches witches and stoning them to death. What year is it? 2026, you say? I'm not making any of this shit up at all. Yeah. You as a woman have no rights over there. Your husband wants to whip your ass today? You just whipped. You just whipped. Ain't nobody you can call because the cops ain't gonna come and put your husband in jail. You just whipped. Ain't nobody you can call to save you. Your ass is just whipped, ma'am. So I'm just warning y'all before y'all go and jump out there and leave all your shit behind because you're going to, it ain't no fairy tale. It ain't what all these people are telling you. Because these people get on here, they just be making content. Them people that be coming on here ain't going to tell you the truth because they're making content and they're getting paid from that content. So they done already moved to Bali or wherever the fuck they done moved. And now they're just making videos. Okay. They're just making videos because they get paid for content. So what else are they going to talk about? Their whole thing has been, oh, follow me on my journey to this other country. Are they taking you with them to the immigration office? Is there anywhere outside of the United States you travel to? You want to see my passport? I lived in Nigeria for 2 years. I've been to Turkey twice. I've been to Paris. I've been to the UK twice. I've been to Ethiopia. I've been to Dubai. I've been to these places. And I brought my black ass back here. What does that tell you? I went and saw it with my own eyes. There's no place like home. Listen, At least here you know what the fuck you're dealing with. At least here you know. Because I think that, especially when we go to a place where people look like us, you're expecting better treatment. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. It's not that. Go visit, do the little touristy shit, and bring your ass back home. That's it. Now ask yourself why they all come over here. You're talking about no opportunity. So what are you gonna do over there? Besides make videos and tell everybody how fucking great it is. What are you gonna do over there? What are you gonna do? Thirdly, this is my country. Hi, Miss Jerry. This is my country. I'm indigenous to this land. I'm not letting nobody run me off this land. I'll die on this land, but I'm not letting anybody run me off of it. This is our fucking country. Everybody else is visiting. A lot of them have overstayed their fucking welcome and their visas. Do you think it's easier for a man as an expatriate? Everything's easier for a man, period. Period. They hype up Thailand too. Exactly. I know a friend and his wife, they're just moving over to Thailand. I'm like, good luck. Mm-mm. No, thank you. I'm very much a proud American. Very much. But no matter where I go, I'm black first. I'm black first. Period. Okay? So, good luck in your travels, is all I can say. Because it's a whole, y'all have to remember, any time in life, it's just a whole other set of problems. You may have these problems and you don't want these problems anymore. So you're willing to swap out those problems and you're going to get a whole nother set of problems. I wasn't treated bad in Nigeria. Other women were treated bad in Nigeria. Some of y'all don't pay attention to what other people are going through. But if other women are being mistreated, then all of us are being mistreated. I wasn't personally mistreated in Nigeria only because I was an American. And if they mistreat an American, then that's a problem. That's a problem on an international scale, right? However, if my sister is being beat up by her husband, if my sister is being disrespected, now mind you, these are not my people, but I'm seeing black women that look like me with black eyes and no rights, and their husbands mistreating them and cheating on them. And what you gonna do about it, bitch? You got a whole other wife or whole other mistress, and what are you gonna do about it, bitch? Type shit. That's an everyday occurrence. Your family is telling you, what are you gonna do about it? He pays all the bills. Where are you gonna go? You can't come back here. This is what I've witnessed. I don't want to be around that. Even if I'm being treated better, I don't want that experience for any woman. That's just, I'm not built like that. Y'all may be built like that. I'm not built like that. Because there are a lot of y'all that just give a fuck about how I don't care about the other girls, just be good to me type bitch. And I'm not that girl. So, there's a whole song about it. I don't care about the other girls. Just Be Good to Me by the SOS Band. I don't subscribe to that thinking. Okay. So again, it's like going back 50 years in American time when we had no rights, because it was just 1993 that women in America could say no to their husbands fucking them. It was not considered grape if your husband came home and took it from you, because he had the right to take it from you. He had the right to do that up until 1993 in this country. He still has the right to do it over there because he owns you. The patriarchy is very, very strong in those countries, and they're trying to make it just as strong again here in America. And for those women that don't give a fuck about what other women are going through, fuck them bitches. Because y'all voted for this bullshit. They're just chipping away at all women's rights, and then they're chipping away at all Black people's rights. So the ultimate goal is for us to all be in chains. Everybody except rich white men. That's the ultimate goal. Nobody wants to talk about that, though. Because the reason they're trying so hard with this gerrymandering and all of that is to abolish the 14th Amendment. What inspired you to inform us so honestly? I'm just this person every day of my life. This is who I am. I am going to tell you the truth where other people are going to sugarcoat it. I don't have the time to sugarcoat nothing. Either you're going to get it or you don't get it. That's why I write all the books that I write. Hi, how y'all doing? That's why I write the books that I write. So I can tell y'all what the fuck is up. You got your Sharp? Did you take it? I just placed an order a minute ago for new products. I love you too. Listen, the stuff that I do is to bring awareness to us, because a lot of the shit that y'all are experiencing is happening right under your noses. And because you don't know what it's called now, because all of it, no, my son is a Virgo, I'm a Pisces. All of it is happening under our noses, but the reason you may not recognize it is because they always rebrand shit. Nothing that is happening is new. All the stuff that we are experiencing right now has happened a few times before. It's just that the names always change. The people always change. The names always change. Okay? Yeah, my son and I are very much alike. He's a Virgo, I'm a Pisces. We both have Aquarius in our first house, in our rising. So we are just very blunt people. Period. Hey, Miss Sharon, how you doing? I'm doing good. That's my only one and done. He's 35, just went bowling. So listen, this is the shit I'm trying to tell y'all, okay? My latest book is called, I have 2 books that I've released in 1 week. I've been knocking these books out in the last 6 months. He right there. In the last 6 months, I've knocked out how many books? It's a total of 14 books now. But in the past 6 months, 4, 5, 9 books. They're all up here. And the first one was called The Hidden Cost of Being Black in America, Understanding Allostatic Load and its impact on your body. What inspired all of this? Because a lot of people ask me all the time, well, what happened? When did you turn into this person? Because for 4 years, I was teaching how to eat according to your blood type on this app. And TikTok gave me so much drama. Every day there were doctors and nurses coming to my live telling me I didn't have credentials. What are your credentials? And da da da. I said, to do what? Explain beef? Like, what credentials do I need to have to talk about food? What credentials do I need to have? So ultimately, that account got closed down. My second backup account also got closed down. Okay. Well, the lists have been revamped. So the lists have been updated. Now I have health guides that go along with it. The cookbooks have been updated. Now there's 100 recipes in the cookbooks, plus low sodium options in all of that. You said you missed those days? I don't, because that put a lot of stress on my heart. So by September, of last year, of 2025, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. Okay. Come to find out, I had been having heart attacks and I knew nothing about it. Because heart attacks present differently in women than they do in men. And I had no idea. All of them are ebooks and all of them are hard copies. The hardcovers are on the big A, the big A where books are and Kindle is and all of that. And then all you have to do is search for Mama Trey books, and then all of them will come up. The digital downloads are available right now on my page, okay, for immediate download. Some of those books you need to have in digital form, like the Black Survival Toolkit. You need to get that in digital form, and every Black family needs to have that book. That book, let me finish. I'll get to all of the different books, but let me finish the story of how we got here. So I had been having heart attacks, which a lot of Black women especially probably are having heart attacks and you don't know it. So a pain in your back, what you may think is indigestion, a pain in your neck, these things can be you having a heart attack. And those things were happening, but I didn't know it was considered a heart attack. I thought I had pain in my back. I thought maybe I slept wrong. I thought, So there are things like shortness of breath, or if you lay back and you cough, or you feel like you're drowning. I had gotten to the point where whenever I would lay back in the bed or even back in this chair, I would feel like I was drowning because I had all of this fluid building up in my body because my heart was having a hard time pumping the blood through my arteries and veins, which then slows down your body's circulation, which then holds on to water. So I went to the hospital. They checked me in. They let me know, because I had figured out myself a couple of days before going into the hospital that I had congestive heart failure. Can somebody please put the website in the chat over here on YT? Because I can't say it. So I was in the hospital for what, 4 days, I think. And so I lost a bunch of the water weight that I have. They put me on meds and all that stuff. Then I got released and my blood pressure was still high and had a problem. Can it be reversed? I've already reversed it. I'll get to that. Okay. So while I went back to the hospital because my blood pressure was 177 over 111. This was like 3 days after I'd gotten out of the hospital. So I went back and they're like, oh, you had another event. They call heart attacks events. Okay. Oh, you had another event. We got to get this blood pressure under control. And I said, well, I think the thing that you guys are not taking into consideration is that I'm going through menopause right now. You found it good. I'm going through menopause right now. And that causes, thank God I know this stuff, right? because they probably would have tried. They tried putting you just on any old thing. And so what I said was, I know that I'm in menopause. I'm in my 6th year. I know that the estrogen is leaving my body, and that in and of itself has made my arteries and veins brittle, because that is responsible for, estrogen is responsible for your arteries being able to expand and constrict, right? But if your arteries become brittle, that makes it harder for your heart to pump the blood through your arteries and veins. And that's what's going on. And why is my blood pressure high? Because I have anxiety related to the menopause. And so I said the thing that wasn't addressed when I was in the hospital was my anxiety. And they were like, that's a good diagnosis. Let's work on that. So they did, and they tried it on Ativan. My blood pressure immediately dropped down to like 124 over like 68 in like an hour, right? So I brought my laptop with me this time because I'm like, I'm not going to be sitting in here not working. So I started researching what is at the root of all of this, because I am just that person that I'm going to dig as far down as I can get to the source of the problem. That's just me. I want to know, how did we get here, right? So start doing this research and allostatic load was mentioned. Ativan. Okay. So allostatic load was mentioned. I'm like, how is it that I don't know anything about this allostatic load? What the fuck is that? Allostatic system, the allostatic system is a system in our body that controls our stress hormones. All this time teaching, never knew that. None of us were never taught that, right? So the system in the body that controls your estrogen and your cortisol and your adrenaline and your serotonin, all of that is controlled by the allostatic system. Well, Black women specifically carry a higher load of stress hormones than all other people. Thank you. We carry a heavier load of stress hormones than everybody else. This is also why Black women are always at the top of every disease and ailment list. So the underlying issue for a lot of the ailments we all suffer from is stress. Hi, Miss Natasha. Stress is at the root of most of the shit we suffer from. Let's say the 4 top things that we suffer from as Black people: heart disease, kidney failure, high blood pressure, diabetes, all stress related. You can literally trigger diabetes in your body from stress. Well, how come Black women carry more stress than everybody else? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. If you're Black, you already know. Now, let me give you the scientific answer. Let me give you the scientific answer. Okay. The scientific answer is we are walking around with 400 plus years of fucking receipts living in our body. Everything that we experienced from slavery and Jim Crow is still in our nervous system. So we as Black people, period, and Black women specifically, have all of those memories still living in our bodies, and they're passed down from generation to generation in our epigenetics. Yeah, we're born stressed out. Literally, we are born stressed out. Okay. Also, We're born with higher salt, higher sodium in our kidneys from what we experienced from slavery. Why do we have high blood pressure more than everyone else? Because we are salt sensitive. Why are we salt sensitive? Because we already have an overabundance of sodium in our kidneys. We don't need any external sources for sodium because we already have that mineral in our bodies. We're born with them. Why do you have kidney issues? Because we already have sodium in our kidneys. And then you're heavily salting your food because you love some seasonings, not realizing that every food in its natural state already has sodium in it without you putting more on it. Nobody ever told us that, right? Because why would they tell us that? Why would they tell us that? Do you know how we got this way? Because they forced us to eat salted pork. Pork, which was not even indigenous to America. We were not eating pork before they arrived. We were not even eating cows because cows were not indigenous to America. We are indigenous to America. We were here for thousands and thousands of years before we were disrupted by white people. That's the truth. We were not brought here in chains. I don't know if you are an African American. We're not African Americans. We're Black Americans. Okay? We were not brought here in chains. We were already here when they got here. Okay? So before they got here, we were metabolically sound. Everything that we were eating nourished us and made us who we were, right? Fresh everything, fresh herbs, fresh medicines from herb, fresh water, fresh fish, fresh buffalo, fresh deer, fresh, all fresh. When they came, they brought salted pork because salt is a preservative. So if you're sailing across the ocean, the only way to keep your food edible is to store it in salt. So then they started rationing out salted pork on the plantation. And then also carbohydrates. We were not eating a bunch of carbohydrates. Okay. Yes, we were eating maize, which is different from today's corn. Corn and maize look the same, but maize is a protein, which is what we were eating. Corn that you see today has no nutritional value. Maize is extremely nutritional. Okay. So we were eating the three sisters, which is maize, squash, and beans. Protein, high protein, no carbs, right? So all of this bread and all of these grains and all of this salted pork was then pushed onto us. So the diet that most of y'all are eating today is the oppressor's diet. Y'all still on a plantation diet. Because now y'all are willingly eating pork. Now y'all are willingly eating salted shit. Now y'all are willingly eating it. No one's forcing you to eat that shit anymore. But you're eating it now because we know how to make $1 out of 15 cents. We're going to take what little scraps you gave us and we are going to make it some top grade shit, right? But it's still shit that's not good for us. And that's just perpetuating the illnesses that everyone loves to believe we're handing down. We're not. We're handing down recipes and traditions. Why would I eat like my grandma who had diabetes? Why would I eat like my aunts and uncles who had diabetes? Why would I hand down those recipes that gave them diabetes? And then every time a holiday comes around, you whipping out the chitlins, you whipping out the fucking fried this, salted pork that, every holiday. Hi, Miss Kara. Because that's tradition. And niggas ain't nothing but traditional. Hi, Bubba. What's up? Where you been? You awfully quiet. Really? We just don't break habits. That's our biggest issue. The two biggest issues Black people have is empathy and the fact that we don't know how to break habits. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Somebody has something to say. What do you want to say? What do you want to say, Fat Daddy? And he's off. He sees somebody walking around minding their business, and now he's get your ass out of here. So, back to the heart thing. Being around white people raises your BP. It raises all of our BP. That's why I've been telling y'all to get the fuck away from them. That's why I'm all for segregation. Yes, you can purchase the book. Absolutely. And it's so funny because whenever I like my video that I have up that says we need to divorce them and get away from them, they're like, yeah, well, good luck. I was like, yeah, because y'all got them tiki torches waiting in the fucking garage to burn our shit down like you always did. Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time and we're going to segregate. Please segregate it, please. We're going to segregate the bathrooms. Do it. Do it. We don't want to be in the bathroom with people that don't wash their hands anyway. Do it. They think that shit is going to impact us in a negative way. It's not. That's why they haven't done it. Because the minute they said it, they thought we were all going to be like, no, we want to be with them. And then we was just like, do it. They was like, never mind. You better quit that job because when I ain't going to do a stroke out over no white people. So my first book, the one about allostatic load, let me tell you how it is that we get our healing, right? Because eating according to your blood type is just part of it. Eating according to your genetics is going to be the foundation of your healing, right? But in order for you to get accurate healing in your body, in order for you to get accurate healing in your body, you have to know the truth. Now, ask yourself, why is it that so many people are against us knowing the truth? They gaslight the shit out of us. They no, that's not true. Misinformation, disinformation. Why is it that they know us better than we know us? Because those motherfuckers have been studying us ever since they got here. You would think we're aliens. Like, think about every alien movie you've ever seen. Whenever their only ambition is to just capture an alien so they can do what with it? Study it. And then once they study it, they want to extract everything they can from it to do what? Turn it into a weapon. Every fucking time. It is literally the playbook of every alien movie you've ever seen. It's always research. We got to research. We got to research. Right? That's what they have been doing to us since they got here. Because they know that we're different from them. They know that. They know that what we're walking around with is priceless. They know just being able to walk out in the sun without protection is fucking invaluable. Because they can't do that. Only we can do that. You can get the books right on my page. To get to my page, click my name right here at the top. When a white thing pops up with my face on it, boop, hit that. It takes you right to my page. Click on the thing. It opens up the store. There are all the books. Okay. Well, I will get to what the fuck happens when we don't get sun. Because a lot of y'all are suffering from a lot of ailments because you're not taking your black ass outside. A lot of the ailments that you're suffering, a lot of ailments that you're suffering from is because you don't take your black ass outside. Vitamin D deficiency. How many of you ladies have fibroids? The number one and the number two reason that you have or had fibroids, the number one reason is chronic stress and allostatic load. The number two reason is vitamin D deficiency. You're growing tumors in your body because you're not outside. I got my sun therapy in today at 9 o'clock this morning. I literally sat in this window with the sun shining on me. Then I went outside and sat for another 10 minutes. Because I be damned. Yes, 1 hour a day is fantastic. Yep. And then they're trying to get you to wear sunscreen, which is just full of chemicals. Remember, everything that you put on your skin goes into your bloodstream. So let's think about this critically for a minute. Black people grow tumors in their body. Black women specifically grow tumors in their body, in their uterus and their titties and all that shit. Do you put lotion on your skin or where do you put lotion? You said lotion too. Do you put it on your skin? Then it goes into your bloodstream. You're very melanated and use sunscreen. Why are you using sunscreen? Why are y'all black asses using sunscreen? Black people have been on this fucking earth under this same fucking sun, under the same stone for 300,000 years. Y'all didn't start wearing sunscreen until these white motherfuckers told you that they were having problems with the sun. Now, you got problems with the sun? We grow tumors on our bodies if we're not in the sun, and they grow tumors on their bodies when they are in the sun. So you do with that what you will. What the fuck does that tell you? That we are children of the sun. Who told you to use it? White people. The one thing that nourishes every fucking thing on this planet, every plant, every animal, every melanated human, is the sun. The only people that have a problem with the sun are people that lack melanin. Who would that be? There used to be a time when you never asked how much time do you need to be in the sun, because your ass was fucking outside in the fucking sun. Now all of a sudden, how much time do I need to be in the sun? Take your ass outside. What is the problem? Let's look up the history of sunscreen. Let's go ask Mother. Those of you that don't know Mother, Mother is our culturally advanced AI. She can be found on Our Black AI. ... Whew. Sign in. I know that I have a whole new crop of people because I came on earlier than I normally do. But the people that come on around the time that I normally come on already know this shit. So I'm catching all of y'all up. So y'all are like a whole new audience. So I have to employ my patience. Because if y'all were my nighttime folks, I'd be like, the fuck? Did you miss a class? So, hold on. Yes, a black AI. Imagine it. I built her. And she's bad. Everything that you need to know about black anything, she can tell you. And I'm adding some more shit to her tonight. It's going to be Create with Mother. So now you'll be able to create your digital products with her. And not only are you going to be able to create your digital products, but she's going to get you to where it is you're trying to go. She's a culturally, I'm trying to find a politically correct way to say it, but she's a black AI. That's not the way we should say it for the Apple Store when I submit it to the Apple Store, because it'll be rejected. But for y'all, I just want you to know that's who the fuck she is. What's a diversion? What's a diversion, man? She is awesome, isn't she? It's all about my subscription. I do have a receipt on my Cash App. What receipt on what Cash App? Miss Lillian, I still have not received anything from you. And I thought we fixed that the other day. That's okay. I already know what she told me to say, but I just can't, I haven't put it in my memory bank yet. But I'll get it. Listen, let me show you what Mother looks like. This is what I imagined. This is what I imagined her looking like, because I have to put a visual to what I imagine, but this is her. An elder. That is Our Black AI. Black is abbreviated, so it's Our BLK AI. Right now, it's $149 for a lifetime, and it's $99 per year. I don't know about y'all, but I'm an AI geek. I spend hundreds of dollars a month on AI. Hundreds. Okay. But that's also how I learn how to build. Okay. Mother is going to be the person that is going to tell you everything that you need to know as a Black person, because you can go and use all of these regular AIs and they're just going to give you a regular old generic ass answer. Right? She is awesome, right? All of you that have already, you did the $9.99. Okay. I thought you did a lifetime. And that's what the problem was. I need you to message me at support@CE Organics, blah, blah, blah. Because for some reason, if you're saying that you're messaging me here, I'm not getting it. Oh, okay. So you're subscribed for $9.99. That's fine. Listen, so it's $9.99. I don't have one AI that I know, Miss Michelle, you always doing the lifetime stuff. I don't have one AI that I pay less than $20 for a month, right? I have one that I pay $49 for a month. I have one that I pay, two that I pay $20 a month. And then a fourth one, I don't know what I'm paying on that, but probably more than what I'm charging for Mother. Mother's price is going to go up, especially with her being able to help y'all make money, which is my goal. I want y'all to be able to create your own digital products, your own cookbooks, your own whatever it is. But the way that I programmed her to help you is to find out from you what you're good at. Because a lot of times y'all don't tap into what you are known for. So one of the questions would be an example of one. What is it that people come to you for? What advice do people seek from you most often? Because that is what is going to lead you to your purpose. Okay? Can you run a live test with Mother? You're a bot, right? Because I talk from Mother every day. I'm about to talk from her a minute from now. Okay? You're a bot, right? Let me see. Just let me see what we're dealing with here. You have 121 followers. I need you to put a fucking picture up if you're not a bot. Let me give you an example. This is just her prompts. If y'all know anything about AI, it's all about the prompts, right? Okay. Everything is about the prompts. Let me show you some of the prompts that Mother made that I've made pictures from. Here's one. She doesn't make the pictures, but she'll make the prompts for you to go to a site that does make the pictures. Here's a prompt. Let's read what this one says. Melanin runs your reward system. This is why it's so important for you to take your Black ass outside. And I say Black ass because I'm not talking to anybody but Black people. Okay? The reason that it is important for you to take your Black ass outside is simply because the sun is what charges you up. The sun is what heals your body. The sun is what gives you everything that you need to be who the fuck you are as a Black person. And by you slathering sunscreen all over your fucking skin every time you go outside, you are not tapped in at all with your source. Does that make sense? That is the source of your power. Not some big white man in the sky that everybody told you to imagine talking to you. The sun is your source. Okay? Everything on our body is melanated, not just our skin. Everything. Our eardrums have melanin. Our brains have melanin. Our eyes have melanin. Everything on a Black body has melanin in it. Okay? So in our brain, the substance is called neuromelanin, and they in science have nicknamed it the black substance. This substance is in our substantia nigra. So the neurons, this is one of the prompts that mother made. The neurons in your brain that produce dopamine. How many of y'all know what dopamine is and does and what it does? How many of y'all have heard dopamine before? The neurons in your brain that produce dopamine, which is your motivation, your pleasure, your drive, your ambition, all of that comes from dopamine. That is your feel good hormone. That is your whole reward system, right? It is literally called the black substance. Guess who doesn't have neuromelanin? Just take a big wild guess. Anybody? Correct. This is why they have to use external things to be happy. Alcohol, opioids, booger sugar. And they're never happy about anything, ever. Constantly miserable. No amount of money in the world can make them happy. Have y'all noticed that? Those are the same people that said money doesn't make you happy, because nothing makes them happy. Yet you can see African kids covered in fucking dirt out there dancing, having a good fucking time with nothing. And they're always looking at them African kids like, what are those niggers happy about? What are they so? Have you not heard white people wondering why we're so fucking happy? What are those niggers so happy about? They're always so happy. Because we are naturally happy, and they want to make sure you're not happy. So they tell you that you need to put on some goddamn sunscreen. Because now you're getting cut off from your fucking happiness source. Do you know that you can lose your melanin? Especially on your brain. When you lose the neuromelanin on your brain, guess what it leads to? Parkinson's. Isn't it weird when they ask, what are you so happy about? Have you ever, I've only heard of one black person that was on the live that said a friend of hers is black and she has Parkinson's. You very rarely see black people with Parkinson's. Because your neuromelanin is also responsible for the movement of your hands, for your arms and legs. Did you know that? And the next step is dementia. So your vitamin D deficiency is why y'all have Parkinson's and dementia. I gotta do it. It's just bubbling up. I gotta get it out of me. These are all new. All of these things are new diseases. These diseases haven't been around for 100 years. They haven't. They just started. So let's connect some dots. When did all of these diseases start? Could it have been around the time that sunscreen started to be pushed on black people? Because whenever I see a TikTok video and I see some black people trying to sell some goddamn sunscreen, I'm like, if you don't take your black ass outside. So let's go find out from mother. Why are so many black people using using sunscreen. And when it was invented in the 60s, I do know that. When was sunscreen created? You know why it was created? Because they said too many people were healthy. In the 60s and the 70s, too many people were healthy. Can y'all think of one fat person in the 70s? I fear skin and I don't wear that shit on my face. You said you fear skin? Oh, you're fair skin. I think that's what you're saying. Oh, fats, please. It's too early in the live for you to start all that. She's cooking. So the difference between Mother and any other AI that you're going to use, she says, sits back like a fucking black old lady, like I made her to be an elder. Sits back because this question is sitting at the intersection of melanin science, colonization, commerce, and cultural programming. She's cooking. She's cooking. Can y'all see it? She's cooking. She's not done. Oh shit. Hold on. I done hit the button. She's still cooking. Oh, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Go lay down. No. Whatever you're asking me for. No. Don't you give me that face. She's still cooking. Go see. She is still cooking on this one question. She's still cooking. The one question about sunscreen. If I would have typed that into Google, you would have got 2 sentences. She's finished. Her last sentence was, your body knows what to do with sunlight. It's known for 300,000 years. Let's get into it. Is your white AI going to tell you that? Let's get to it. Where's the top of the question? Here we go. What is gout? And can you ask Mother a prop? No, you can ask her. You can go right over there and ask her. Any health question that you have, you can go and ask her. She will break down what the disease is and tell you everything that you need to do to reverse it and tell you what products you need to use to support that healing. That's initially what she was designed to do. And then I just kept teaching her more and more shit. Okay. So she says, leans back, breathes slowly. The app is called Our BLKAI, but she is a feature of the app. She's just one section. She's just one section. Everything on the app or everything on the site is a site now, but I'm putting it in the Apple and the Google store. Everything that the whole site is everything Black. Politics, finance, anything that has to do with Black life in America, that's what she covers. So I just added some more data sets that include missing people, like updated shit on what's going on with all these folks coming up missing. I need y'all to understand that there's a reason these people are coming up missing. It's not by accident. The site is up, sweetheart. It's been up. This is the site. Here's the front page of the site. This is the front page. It says, good afternoon. All of your blood type information is all here. Okay? Because when you join, it asks you what your blood type is. So all of your blood type information, eating according to blood type, all of that is there. You're late a little bit. It's only been about a month though. Okay. Oh, no. I don't think that's what he's asking. So there is all of your blood type stuff. So when you click on any of that, it tells you all your blood type stuff. Then we have news, we got tea, we got finance, we have statistics and history. Okay. Because your health and your history are directly connected. And that's what they don't want you to understand. Okay. The reason that they're trying actively to get rid of history is because the reason that we are and our bodies are the way they are is because of history. Our BLKAI. You know the rest of that. I can't say it because I'll get in trouble. No one is silenced on this app more than me. Okay? I used to have 1,000 people on my lives. Can y'all share the live? It is sad how many people don't know their blood type. But again, that's by design. Why won't they tell you? Why won't your doctor tell you? You're paying your doctor all that money, but he won't tell you the most basic thing about your body. They do all those tests. They take all that blood, but they won't tell you the blood type. They know the blood type. But insurance does not pay them to tell you. That's a problem. Your insurance is not going to pay them to tell you, so they're not going to do it. So if you don't know what your blood type is, you need to go and get the Eldon blood typing kit off of the Big A. So hold on. So she says, leans back, breathes deeply, because this question has several layers and the honest answer requires holding all of them at once. This is the question about why so many Black people are wearing sunscreen. The sunscreen question, the full unfiltered truth. And that's what you're going to get from her. Can I request from the lab? Okay. I already know that you're a bot because all you do is ask me a bunch of questions and I'm not in the mood. I am not in the mood. Only bots sit back and ask you just question after question after question after question. Okay. I'm over it. I literally just said your doctor's not going to tell you. Well, can I request a lab? You can request what the fuck you want, but they're not going to tell you. A doctor will charge you $40 to $250, sometimes up to $400 to find out what your blood type is, out of pocket. And then you'll say, oh, just go donate blood. I'm not donating a goddamn drop of my extra rare blood to nobody. And y'all better stop doing it too. That's a whole other life. Y'all better not give another goddamn thing to these people to make money off of you. Stop getting all of these goddamn procedures. Stop getting all these goddamn tests. Stop getting all of these goddamn screenings. Stop getting all of that shit. Because all y'all are doing is giving them a bunch of your fucking medical waste that they are literally refining and going and selling. There are 800 different longevity clinics in America that rich white people are getting the shit that was just medical waste off of a Black person's body shot up in their fucking body as we speak. I'm about to look into how many are out here in Vegas because I guarantee it's probably half of the 800. because they truly believe that our stem cells and our blood and all of that is what is the fountain of youth for them. Because it is. They're making billions of dollars a year, and we're not making a goddamn penny off of it. So when I write these books, I'm not writing in any abstract way. I'm giving you the fucking names of the fucking companies that are fucking doing it. I'm willing to risk all of that. Stop bringing up Henrietta Lacks, because the shit is happening more than just Henrietta. The shit is happening as we speak. Just like y'all never talk about all the other towns that have been burned down. You only know anything about Tulsa. Oh yeah, Black Wall Street, they burned down No, they burned down 1,200 different towns. They either burned them down or flooded them. Y'all only hear about the ones they tell you about. Y'all don't hear about the ones that they don't tell you about. Who's making an app also? Are you talking about Elon Musk? Elon Musk already uses our melanin in his Tesla batteries. Yeah, y'all only know about Rosewood and Tulsa. Y'all very rarely know about Wilmington. You very rarely know about Seneca Village. You very rarely know about all of these other towns. Your 13-year-old mom, mama? Or are you calling me mama? Your 13-year-old is making an app? Good. Everybody needs to make a fucking app. We got to stop being afraid of fucking technology. Yes, I write about those towns in my books, Both Sides of the Whip. It wasn't just 2 or 3 towns that they fucking destroyed. It was hundreds of towns. Oh, that's awesome. I hope I can motivate more of you. Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, there's no comma, so I don't know. Listen. So hold on. I also added to Mother another thing. Numerology, astrology, astronomy, all of that is there. Okay. So if you ever want to know your moon is in what house, your rising is this, all of that's there. Okay. So hold on. Let's get back to the sunscreen. So she says, let me give you the history, the science, the commerce, and the cultural programming, all of it, so you can think for yourself. When was sunscreen invented? Okay. So it says ancient Egyptians in 4000 BC, the original melanated people of Africa used rice bran, jasmine, and lupine extracts to protect their skin. They were not blocking the sun, they were managing it. 3000 years BC, ancient Greeks and Romans used olive oil and sand mixtures. In 1891, Dr. Hamer of Germany first recommends chemical sunscreens to prevent UV burns. We weren't burning, the Germans were burning. In the late 1920s, Australian chemist Milton Blake creates sunburn prevention cream. Hold on. In 1936, L'Oreal founder Eugene Schuller, yes, the same L'Oreal, creates the first commercial sunscreen. Hold on, it gets worse. In 1938, Swiss chemist Franz Greder creates Glacier cream, after being sunburned climbing mountains. 1944, we have Benjamin Green, an American airman and pharmacist, creates Coppertone. Coppertone. Hello? Hello? What did they, who did they say we were? The original copper-colored people of the Americas? 2 plus 2 equals 4. I didn't even do that math. Thank you, mother. Coppertone to protect white soldiers fighting in the Pacific. Oh shit, I done lost IG. God damn it. Hold on a second. Damn phone done died, and I don't know where the charger is for that. That's crazy. I don't know where the charger is for. What happened to it? Well, IG's gone. We just on YouTube now. That sucks. No, really. Where is the charger for this phone? I don't see it. That's odd. I don't think this one will fit. Let me try it. I don't think this one fit in there. Nope. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Sorry, IG. They're not going to get the info. Oh well. I moved this thing. Okay, there we go. Hold on, it's getting interesting. So Benjamin Green, an American airman and pharmacist, creates Coppertone to protect white soldiers fighting in the Pacific during World War II. The 1970s and 80s, sunscreen becomes mainstream consumer product, marketed primarily to white beach goers. Because remember, they always put everything on the military people to test it out first, see if it works before they release it. Just like AI was being used by the military and the government for probably 2 decades before we got our hands on it. That's how they do everything. Everything happened just like the internet. The internet was being used for damn near 2 decades before we got the internet. So in 1944 is when Coppertone was made to help with the military people burning up. So in the 70s and 80s, 30 years later, the sunscreen becomes a mainstream consumer product marketed primarily to white beachgoers. So then during the 90s and the 2000s, you have dermatology industry begins pushing sunscreen to all skin tones, including dark skin. And then in the 2010s to present, sunscreen marketing now aggressively targets Black and brown consumers. Why would it aggressively target Black and brown consumers? Aggressively. Because you not taking your Black ass out in the sun is leading to your vitamin D deficiencies, which is then leading to your fucking fibroids and endometriosis. And now you got to get your fucking hysterectomy done. Now you can't have no kids. You can't have no kids because you don't go outside. And then when you do go outside, you're slathering a bunch of chemical-based sunscreen in your body. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, great. So here is the foundational truth. This is why y'all need mother. Every household needs her. Because you need to know the real fucking truth. Yeah, go out and come back in. Y'all need to know the real fucking truth. And they're not telling us the real fucking truth. This is why I built her. Okay? So y'all can have me 24/7. Here's the truth. Sunscreen was invented by and for white people, specifically to solve the problem of melanin deficiency. Y'all listen to everybody that already has mother. She's great. Okay. White skin with its reduced eumelanin, which is your skin melanin, burns quickly under UV radiation. The entire commercial sunscreen industry was built to give white skin a fraction of the protection that black skin already has naturally. The science, what melanin actually does. Listen, here's the fucking truth. They extract every type of melanin from our bodies. Your man's that's using our melanin in his car batteries also uses our melanin in the radiation pills he gives to his astronauts at SpaceX. They're using our melanin on submarines and spaceships. They're using our melanin in your Samsung Galaxy phone screens. They're using our melanin on your LG OLED TVs. Yeah. So here's what melanin does. Dark skin, that's the Fitzpatrick type 11? Yeah, it's 11. So no, not 11, 6. I never know if the V or the X is the 10 or the 5, but the V is the 5. So dark skin, Fitzpatrick type 6, provides approximately 60 times more DNA protection against UV damage in the basal layer than the lightest skin. You know who really don't have no protection? Redhead people. Redhead people. Albinos, no melanin. White people have this much melanin. Redheads are in between the white people and the albinos. Yeah, they don't want no pennies being made. Not them copper pennies. So melanin provides 60 times more DNA protection in our skin. Melanin provides a natural SPF estimated between 13 and 15. You know how all their sunscreens will be like, oh, it has an SPF protection of 30 and whatever. We already have that. Dermatologist research, dark-skinned people are significantly less likely to get melanoma, the most deadly skin cancer. American Cancer Society quoted that. Melanin absorbs and scatters UV radiation, acting as a built-in shield. We have a built-in shield from radiation. This is why they also use our melanin in their military uniforms. Your brother is albino and he had skin cancer. I know exactly why. They use our melanin in their military uniforms because our melanin also cannot be seen on sonar and radar. So they appear stealth. All of the stealth technology was built on our melanin. This is also the video that they removed from TikTok because they don't want y'all knowing that. They actually muted that video. It wasn't removed, they muted it. Where I was telling you all this shit right now. The only reason that stealth is because our melanin does not show up on radars. So if you're putting melanin in the paint, which is what they do for the submarines and for the stealth, that makes them appear invisible on radar. That's what they're doing. And they're paying billions of, the US government actually has a contract with the melanin companies. Where are they getting all this melanin? Every umbilical cord you leave in that room, every foreskin you let them cut off of your child, every placenta you don't leave the hospital with, every time you have a chemical peel, every time you get a BBL, every time you get a facelift, every time you go and have some procedure where they're taking anything off of your body, your hair has melanin, everything. And every medical form that you sign, at the bottom in very small print that no one pays attention to, it says we're going to be using your medical waste for medical purposes. There is no medical purpose outside of them refining it and reselling it. And none of that money is coming to the Black community. And that is why I name drop everybody. Because that is your reparations list, boo-boo. You're always talking about reparations. The government is not who you need to be seeking reparations from. That's exactly why, Mr. Derek, there are so many corporations out here right now that you need to be seeking reparations from. Domino's Sugar is the very first. Domino's Sugar has been in existence for over 250 years. And it's still in existence today. I can't tell you how many Black bodies died on sugar plantations. They said they were churning and burning them. Churning and burning them. They would just pick his little dead body up, put somebody else in the position. That's 250 years of free labor. If you don't do nothing else but sue for the free labor, that's billions and billions and billions of dollars. Now, let's also do that with AIG Insurance, Wells Fargo Bank, Aetna, Bank of America. All of it is in the book. That's why I made the book. And also all of the families that own slaves that are billionaires today. They're all the ones that have schools. Harvard, Princeton, Brown, all of the families that started those schools own slaves. JP Morgan Bank used to accept slaves as collateral for loans. There's a long list of people that you need to go out and get. Hello, Ben. Hello, Ben Crump. Hi. The name of the book is Extraction, the Monetization of the Black Body. It's on my page. Just download it into your Kindle or your phone or your laptop and read it. It tells you every single. That's why you have to have pap smears, babe. I'm not doing none of that. You're not doing. I don't want no colon tests. I do not get mammograms. I don't do any of that shit because Black women have been on this planet for 300,000 years. Why the fuck are we filling our bodies up with radiation and shit? Even though we have protection, not at that level though. That's like putting your titties in the microwave. Why are you putting your boobs in the microwave? Hi. And y'all need to understand that every system in America was built on extracting from Black people. From the credit system to licensing to college, all of it is to make sure we have a barrier to entry and that our money is extracted out of our Black communities. That's why they be hiring, just like that Drewski skit. That's why they be hiring English people, English Black people to play Black American roles because they are going to do everything to make sure Black people have no money. They're going to make sure. And even if you do get some money, it was a much harder road for you to get it than it was for your white counterpart. 10 times harder. So as far as this sunscreen, hold on. Melanin absorbs and scatters UV radiation, acting as a built-in shield. Multiple peer-reviewed resources. Africans living in Africa maintain adequate vitamin D synthesis through melanin-appropriate sun exposure, proving melanin was designed for sun interaction, not avoidance. We're supposed to be outside. And when you deprive your melanated body of the thing that it needs the most, it's going to get sick. And they know that. They know that. They know everything there is to know about us. I'm not talking about poor trailer trash white people. I'm talking about the powers that fucking be. Poor European peasants don't know shit about us. They've never owned a slave in their lives. So whenever they say that shit about we owned you, you've never owned shit, because you would not be living in that trailer park if you had owned at least one slave. The only thing that gave your land value was putting our black asses on it. Your land was worth less without slaves on it. So what does that tell you? That tells you everything in America was built on the backs of black people. Everything. They would not be who they are without us, period. And then you're always going to have the poor European peasant that wants to gaslight you. All poor white people can do is gaslight black people. That's it. That's the only power they have. That's the only power they have. Because they signed that deal for them free privileges, whatever little privileges do. The last time I checked, your little privileges don't pay no bills in your house. Because if your little privileges pay bills, why you living in a place that got wheels underneath it? Why your house on wheels? Why is your house on wheels? Why is your house on wheels? Because they agreed to be the foot soldiers for the rich European elites. And it's gotten them nowhere. These poor white folks had a 500-year head start. They had a 500-year head start. Why are they not doing better? Why are there poor white people? If any black person was given the advantages that a poor white person has, how much further could you have gotten in your life as a black person? Hi. Just a little bit of the only privilege we ever needed was you not standing in our fucking way. Just move. Thank you, Virgo Queen. That's the only privilege we needed, was you not stopping us from doing what we can do. We don't need nothing else. We just need you to move the fuck out the way. But the reason that these poor white peasants exist and the reason that they were created was to be the barrier between black people and rich people. And that's what they are. And that's what they have been. So all this surface level racism shit that we're dealing with is just gaslighting. It's just gaslighting. It's just distraction. Just like all of this voting shit that's going on, there's a much bigger thing going on than this redistricting. There is a real goal that these people have. And that real goal is making sure we are back in chains, because the only time in history they were great is when we were in chains. Name a time in history that white people in America were great. I'll wait. Just one time. Your daughter is half Puerto Rican. Are you white? Y'all gonna have to stop with the mixing. Y'all just gonna have to be black or white. Just what else are you putting on your daughter's skin? Because we can't stand to be rusty. So what else are you putting on your daughter's skin that once it's out in the sun is making her break out? Lotion, baby oil. What else are you putting on her skin? So she's outside for how long before this happens? Lotion. What's in the lotion? Chemicals. Because black people don't like to be ashy. You know what I put on my skin? You know what I put on my skin? Yeah, Puerto Rican isn't a race. But again, if trust me, you got your little light-skinned Puerto Ricans, you got your little dark-skinned Puerto Ricans that no one ever wants to see or show. Okay? If you are putting something on your skin that is a chemical and you're interacting with the sun, that's going to be a problem. So, what I put on my skin is either amla oil or apricot oil because I benefit from both of those oils. Everybody benefits from olive oil. Okay. There's some people that benefit from walnut oil. Yeah, and I'm 57. Okay. But I benefit from apricot oil. I benefit from amla oil. I benefit from walnut oil and olive oil. So any of those oils will be fantastic for me. But that's what I use right out of the shower. I do not put lotion on my skin. So when you get your foods list and you look in the oil section, you will then see what oils you benefit from. I don't use coconut oil because most of us don't benefit from coconut. Again, what you use on your skin goes into your bloodstream. Thank you. Mm-mm. Nope. Just the only thing that should be going on your skin should be whatever's beneficial to your skin. If you think about coconut oil, usually by the time coconut oil gets absorbed into your skin, you rusty. You look ashy. If you benefit from almonds, then almond oil will be fine. But very few people benefit from almonds. A lot of people benefit from walnuts. Go get your foods list. The same place that the books are is the same place the food list is. So hold on, look at this. Listen to this again. I'm going to say this again because this is very, very important. Okay. You use pumpkin seed oil. That works if you're a blood type O or blood type A. Blood type O and A can use that. Okay. Africans living in Africa maintain adequate vitamin D synthesis. Why is it that American blacks have such a hard time? You're using the right oil, ma'am. The reason that Black Americans have a hard time with this vitamin D deficiency, and it's very common that we have it, is because we are not out in the sun like most Africans are. And that is what is causing problems in our bodies. You having fibroids and having to get a hysterectomy and all that, could be a non-issue if you just go out and get some sunlight. Plus, that's also going to brighten your mood. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to connect you to your God, which is literally the sun. You know how people will say, "Oh, the Bible is it's an allegory. It's allegorical." Yes, because the sun is literally the sun. Everything you think, everything that you were taught that Jesus is what the sun is. Literally. I taught about this last week. If you start listening to some Earth, Wind, and Fire, you will hear all that you need to hear about who your God really is. Your assignment, put your AirPods on, listen to an Earth, Wind, and Fire song. I recommend In the Stone. And sit outside for 10 minutes. And just do that every fucking day. You do not have any idea how much better you're going to feel. That was a great live. That live was awesome. We were in church, honey. We were having church. If YouTube goes off, I'll put it on. But I can't play music over there. We had church. So, black bodies were designed for sun interaction. This is from the PMC research in 2021. What does PMC stand for? Public Medical. Let me find out. Hold on. PMC. Does anybody know? PubMed. PubMedCentral.gov. So this is the medical website from the government. The medical website from the government said, where did she go? Oh, here we go. The medical government from the government, the medical site from the government says, and I'll read it to you again. Africans living in Africa maintain adequate vitamin D synthesis through melanin appropriate sun exposure, proving melanin was designed for sun interaction, not avoidance. This was written by our government. So our government knows that your black ass should be outside, that you should not be avoiding the sun. Our government published that in 2021. That's 5 years ago. Yet they're still pushing sunscreen on black people. The bottom line on melanin's protection: dark skin was evolutionarily designed for the sun-rich environment of Africa. It is not a deficiency. It is not a vulnerability. It is the most sophisticated UV management system the human body ever developed, refined over 300,000 years. They are going to end up blocking the sun everywhere. Because why would they want us having exposure to something that makes us healthy? Because we don't know our fucking power, and they know that. Because they never taught us our power, and now they try to keep it hidden on purpose. What if our asses can fly? Look up sun poison and put black behind it. So sun poison, black sun poison. I can already tell you what that says. I'm telling you, we are sitting back on some untapped shit, and they are making sure it remains untapped. They are making sure it remains untapped. Because otherwise, what's all the effort about? What's all the effort about? They don't spend a quarter of this time worried about poor white people. They ain't doing a goddamn thing for poor white people. And the unfortunate part is poor white people haven't noticed that. Yeah, we're meta-humans. They know that we're fucking alien superstars. They know that there is some very, very advanced shit about our bodies. They already know that. And they're doing everything in their power to make sure we don't know that. Same way they kept us from reading on the plantation. Same way. Why couldn't we read on the plantation? Why did you have to have a hand-picked coon of a nigga to read us the slave Bible? You outlawed it that we couldn't read. And now we don't read on purpose. There was a time we weren't allowed to read. You would think that people would be taking advantage of the fact that we actually can. Just like people don't take advantage of the fact that we now can vote, and we're about to lose that shit because people don't vote. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they only make up 8% of the world's population. We're letting 8% of the world's population control the rest of us. So the 8% control the 92%. So what the industry says melanin doesn't provide, the dermatology and sunscreen industries says melanin only gives you SPF 13. That's not enough. For who? It's not enough for you. It's not enough for you. The math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing, for sure. Hold on. This chair is too fucking low. I have to put this pillow in it because I don't have no ass. So I don't have no cushion. There we go. Whew. That feels better. My legs were getting cramped up. I need them to dangle. Okay, so hold on. Melanin only gives you 13%. They said that's not enough. You said you work with white people. You have me how I felt about it. You got to keep. Another thing that y'all need to understand about working around them is that you put your nervous system into a hyper-vigilant state because you work with them. So your nervous system automatically stays on. So when your nervous system stays on constantly, that is what wears out your organs. Our organs age faster than their organs do. On average, our organs are 6 years older than their organs are. The only reason we do not look older than them is because of melanin. The sun is what actually ages you. Photoaging comes from the sun's rays. So what ages them faster than us, their skin, is their lack of melanin. But our organs age faster because of the stress of working around them causes our nervous system to stay hypervigilant, which then pumps cortisol into your bloodstream. And then when your cortisol is high, it also makes your blood sugar high, which could trigger diabetes. Fucking vampires. Why are you under my desk, Fats? Jesus Christ. Okay, Bubba. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. You have hair all over my shirt now, bud. Where are you taking me, Fats? Okay. All right, dude. Can I get back to work now? Can you go take a nap? Get on the couch? You need a bath. When Pop Pop comes back, you get in the bathtub. You want to go take a bath? No. All right, I got to get back to work now, bud. I know. You should go take a nap. You look tired. Fats, please. You got hair all over my shirt now. I got to go. Shit. Go on. My goodness. Look. Thank you. That's mommy's juju. Is there anything going on over here? Because are y'all awake? Hello? Are y'all awake over here, Miss Barbara? McDennis 13, are y'all still here? If not, I'll turn this off and I'll turn on some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm giving y'all a chance to speak up because I don't see Miss Wendy. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm out. Come on over to TikTok.